Olá, minhas pequenas abóboras, eu sou a Pumpkin e sejam bem-vindos a mais um vídeo de Genshin no nosso arco de Fontaine. Dessa vez, para continuar a nossa jornada, se eu não me engano, estamos entrando no segundo ato agora. Para quem não se lembra, no último episódio nós finalmente resolvemos o caso de desaparecimento da menina e homicídio. E finalmente libertamos Lina e ganhamos também um pouquinho de sua lore. E, bem, vamos ver o que nos aguarda agora, né? Temos o segundo capítulo. Se você não assistiu os episódios anteriores, pode clicar no cardzinho que está aparecendo aqui no canto direito da tela, ou vai lá no canal, nós temos playlist com todos os episódios dessa saga. Então, para já dar aquela forcinha e me incentivar a continuar postando vídeos constantemente, se inscreve no canal e ativa o sininho para não perder nenhuma notificação. Deixa um likezinho, vai lá, não custa nada, e deixa um comentário do que você está achando. Bem, sem mais delongas, bora pro vídeo. Cá estamos nós, de novo aqui na ópera EP6. E não vamos perder muito tempo, vamos lá direto. Gente, eu acho lindo como fica a ópera. Nossa, o efeito da Linette deixou mais lindo ainda o cenário, cara. Bem, com certeza é a nave que a gente vai falar com ela agora.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Não sei de nada.
Are you looking for us, Navia? Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so too?
Perdão, Navia.
Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Eu só estava tentando defender Lina e eu não estava necessariamente investigando o caso de desaparecimento em série.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for and given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now.
Ah, I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all.
Coitada da Navia. A Navia é tão gente boa.
Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too.
Acho que me apaixonei.
It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer. Sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners.
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later.
Aww.
Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Vamos comer aquela refeição, então.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in.
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
All right then, let's have our farewell meal.
Tem minhas suspeitas. A ser continuado e começa o ato 2. Ok, já estamos aqui na frente do hotel, que é bem bonitinho. Hotel de Borde. Vamos entrar. Então esse é o Hotel de
I came here
Borde.
several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your taste.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while.
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
Aww.
Ooh, everything looks so good. People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
Certamente vale a comemoração. Foi um prazer trabalhar com você.
Oh, true. Very true. In that case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
Que isso, filha?
Paimon didn't didn't mean that you had to...
Ela tá comprando a Paimon, eu vejo essa.
Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will...
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person...
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward.
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking!
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of... To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities... It's not that I don't have faith in their ability. It's just that a different It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough. Which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula... Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through. Where their watch fails them. That's the kind of...
Oh, justa.
Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
It's alright. Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further in... Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
Queríamos pedir a Conte algumas informações, mas nós não tivemos tanta oportunidade de fazer. É, bem, ela acabou de tentar nos prender assim que chegamos em Fontaine, né? E depois de novo, e de novo.
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to...
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been... I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina. I suspect you'll...
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and...
Well, would you consider some more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of...
De legalidade
let's
questionável.
say questionable
Sim.
legality?
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full?
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to...
Could you suggest something a little more practical? This plan seems pretty hard to pull off.
All right, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then, wake her up in the dead of night and demand answers. Don't let her go back to sleep until she answers all your
Meu
questions.
Deus.
I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
That might work, but that's not really the problem.
Valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person's desire for sleep.
Isso é o que você chama de fugir da mente?
All right, no more joking around. Perhaps you could... Oh, I don't know. Cut the line. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusations she had nearly upheld personally.
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh, that does make some sense.
Alguém, a personalidade dela realmente sentiria
Why don't we
vergonha?
give it a try after this meal? You know, strike while the iron is hot.
Huh? Paimon, did you drink my Fanta?
Was this your drink? Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention.
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky.
Minha bebê também tinha o mesmo gosto.
Is that so? Huh. Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then. If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Yeah, we're stuffed.
A gente só acabando com o cardápio do lugar porque Paimon não gostou.
Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore.
Bem, você poderia tentar andar, né?
Nah, that would be so normal. You know,
Ih, olha lá.
Okay.
Hey, Navia, what are you doing?
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
Ela foi uma refeição bem cara. Ela não parece ter muito dinheiro, então.
Let's get ready to try to meet the hydroarchonic.
So this is goodbye, huh?
Oh.
Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina. In any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner.
See ya!
Que pena. Então parece que ela não parece ter muito... Como posso dizer? Ajuda, né? A questão financeira dela parece estar meio quebrada. Bem, vamos de volta pra ópera. Bem, é logo aqui fora, então. Interessante. Vamos encontrar quem é aqui?
There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Aranias might have been the last one.
Vache.
Puta que pariu. De novo.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again?
É, tem alguém me chamando. Quem está o de Vacher?
That's kind of...
Vache? Vache?
Filho, eu não sei quem é a Vacher.
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water.
As coisas estão ficando meio borradas.
Hang on. Paimon can kind of hear a voice.
É.
It's calling for... Hey, traveler? Stop walking.
Não valeu. Vou tomar um banho na fonte, Paimon. Faz tempo que eu não tomo banho. Onde estamos, uma Oceanide?
Vache, are you my dear Vache? No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Do you know where my love is?
Perdão, quem é?
Wait,
Who am I?
who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since
Você já
forgotten?
foi humana?
Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness
perdeu
of...
sua
I do not know
forma.
how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water. And then all grew
Será que ela é uma das jovens que desapareceu?
I also remember going to many places.
Sim, é
no
uma
matter where
jovem.
I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dear, but now we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting.
Você precisa que eu
I
encontre?
no. Our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is the thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on.
É,
That is
deve
the
ser
only-
difícil.
Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, if only I could have comforted him. Told him that I did not suffer. Indeed.
É, ele era uma
Is
testemunha?
that what you call it? Dissolving. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless waters.
É, se lembra que ele disse que se dissolvida corretamente ela pode trazer alegria às pessoas? É.
Farewell then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember,
Eu vou pensar no seu caso, eu tô dentro da fonte, tá ligado? Na beira de ser presa. Paimon? Paimon? Que isso, gente? Que isso, gente? Quando que isso começou? Meu Deus! De onde vieram esses Gardemecks todos? Návia. Obrigado, Návia. Achando que a Guerra dos Arcontes estava começando mais uma vez.
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardemecks.
Poderia ser Dottore?
Clorinde?
O que Clorinde tá fazendo aqui? Oh, ela tá do nosso lado então. A carinha de quem vai ser uma simples DPS. Oh. Esse povo tem uma mira... Nossa, o povo tem uma mira ruim, ela é uma mira ótima. A pistolinha. Mas o que aconteceu aqui, gente? Do nada, a gente só dormiu. Daí só porque a gente falou com a mulher do Vache, os robôs se revoltou com a gente.
Lending us your sword there, Clorinde. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed?
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually...
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same.
Do not speak!
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorinde, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all...
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you. But I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful.
Dottore. Eu já falei umas 10 vezes Dottore, porque o frasquinho dele parece muito com o frasquinho que ele segura durante o trailer que ele é apresentado pela segunda vez, seu design oficial. E com alguns detalhes que ele tem na roupa dele, esse líquidozinho azul, ele tá especificamente mexendo com o líquido. Você tem um focozinho naquele frasco, então muito provavelmente pode ser ele que tá mexendo com isso. Teoria minha que Dottore talvez também esteja em Fontaine. É, né, gente? Vamos me confundir o segundo fator durante uma nação inteira?
Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, and what about these Gardemecks? I thought only those associated with the Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means.
Igual a caixa, se lembra?
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not...
I will continue investigating, no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clorinde. But, if you get any ideas, tell me first.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
Obrigado, Clorinde. E como é que foi sua luta com Tartaglia?
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorinde was being sincere with you.
I know, she's...
O que acabou de acontecer? Eu também não sei, viajante.
Paimon thought we were done for. Those Gardemecks came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us.
Ou seja, estavam atrás da gente.
Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorinde who came out to save us too. We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Obrigado pela ajuda, Návia.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. As such, we're still partners. There's no need...
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long...
All right, you two. That's enough.
Ela realmente parece uma mulher
Actually,
maravilhosa.
Nadia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off.
Huh? Really? I'm not contributing.
Yes, all thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake. After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought that the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky.
Espera, isso quer dizer que...
Fanta only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall.
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the Primordial Sea?
Paimon, você salvou uma vida. Meu Deus. Paimon do céu.
Yes. So, if you hadn't drunk...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak.
Huh. Really?
Felizmente, não somos de Fontaine nesse mundo. Senão teríamos ido de passe.
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate. But whoever did this left no trace at all. That's when I figured out that you might be in danger and hurried here as quickly as I could.
But why would they go after us too? All we did was defend Winnie in court and help clear his name.
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process. Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the
Well, it can't be coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. She said that she... Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too. But it was real faint.
Nossa.
Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
Também é novas informações. Sim.
What? Well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh.
Você conta tudo o que aconteceu enquanto estava inconsciente.
Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't since he saw that young woman dissolve. He was at least at the crime, but he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater.
Caso ele ainda esteja vivo.
Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed.
Uma chance de eu estar inclusa nesse nós?
Oh, you mean you'll help us invest?
Well,
É claro, né?
say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners. And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those
Bem
people
carinho.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after all.
Carinha.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you. We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
Vocês não tancaram metade do exército, mas ok. Bem, esse episódio de novo já está ficando muito grande, eu não quero ficar cortando episódio toda hora. Então esse episódio vai estar acabando por aqui. Por ele ser menor, talvez eu lance mais essa continuação no meio da semana, não sei, posso dar esta louca. Mas isso só se vocês me incentivarem. Então já vai lá, se inscreve, ativa o sininho se você não é inscrito. Eu estou mandando, não custa nada. Olha a carinha da Linette, não está te convencendo? Então olha a do Linney, olha que bonitinho. Olha o sorrisinho. Não te convenceu ainda? Então olha pra minha carinha. Convenceu agora? Vai lá, se inscreve, ativa o sininho, não custa nada. E deixa um likezinho e deixa um comentário do que você tá achando dessa série, o que você achou, suas teorias, o que seja. Mas evitem spoiler, por favor. Eu não quero perder minha experiência aqui. Se você não assistiu os outros episódios, já aproveitem e cliquem nos dois cardzinhos aqui. Com certeza um deles é a playlist de Fontaine. E vai lá assistir também, tem outras playlists com todas as séries que estamos fazendo no canal. Temos For Sky, que se possível vão lá dar uma assistida. Recentemente o vídeo que saiu hoje mesmo que eu tô gravando esse daqui. E se vocês puderem ajudar lá e assistir também, tá bem bacana. Também envolve água. E bem, eu sou o Pumpkin e até a próxima.